Hello folks, and welcome back to Cybernight's Flashpoint, where last time we did our first mission. Well, did the tutorial and then the first mission, and then now we've been in our home base and we're kind of setting it up. We cleaned out some rooms, we're extending some power supplies, we're cleaning some more debris because we got the ability to do that. In 18 hours, we have to have a conversation with Octane, who is the person who paid for After Images upgrades, and was going to be paying back for that in 31 days' time. And we can apparently do this pending heist mission whenever we want to. So we actually accidentally started it last time, but I want to see if we can, like, what happens if we get to that. Is that like the deadline to do that mission, or is that like the actual doing that mission now? Because if you plan mission, we could go ahead and do the mission. It looked like. So anyway, we'll let time pass. Boop. I told you. You call Octane, I'll have to do it for you. What do you think? You're my handler? How else do you think anything would get done around here after Image? Fair enough. You can even punch her in the sig. You can even punch in her sig to the deck. What an honor! Alright, here she comes. Let's see what we can learn. Aha! Look what the black soup washed up. After Image went into sterile operating bay in the oil clinic, she wasn't swimming in the Boston Harbor. Oh, she took her journey to the black, all right. The splicer said every new Cyberknight dies on the operating table when they are laying in the quantum filaments. It's just a question of whether or not you come back or not. You wouldn't have been the first. I'm standing here, alive and cranking. Your investment didn't die on the table. I've missed you, After Image. Can I say that? It feels like it's been a long wait. Make your choice and continue. We were more worried about the Ultratech tech response team landing on the roof. That was bad timing all around, but your team played it very cool even without you on the board. I'm impressed. Ultratech was just a little too late to the draw. Unfortunately, Dr. Ekman was not so quick on his feet. The Ultratech response team, scooped him up? Yes, they did. Sadly, he has disappeared into Ultratech's sovereign territory. I doubt he will ever re-emerge. Their interrogators won't take long to squeeze the fact that his brother owed a life debt to D-Cartel. But there isn't anything else he can tell them. It was all set up blind. Ultratech won't be a step closer to you or me after their long chat with the good doctor. I'm still wondering why you wanted to talk. Our loan payment isn't up for a while. I see your priorities are straight. Let's talk money. You chose to be direct, so I will be direct. You owe me a lot of United Digitals. More than you will be able to repay. We are... Please, I'm not here to threaten you or try to ratchet up your interest until the debt is unpayable. I've called you to make an offer. I have a job for you. I need you to recover something that has been stolen from me. We do jobs. We do stolen property. What will you pay? I will raise your debt entirely, After Image. Hold the line, Jumbo. Are you saying that you found it impossible to find Cybernight's computer, loaned us $2 million to install it? All that so we can do a job for you? It's a rather sensitive matter internal to D-Cartel. You'll be going directly against the Syndicate. Recovery is only the first step. The thief is Ghoul, a Syndicate blade who won't part easily with my stolen property. But once you have recovered my property, I need a Cyberknight. I need you to sneak it into a secure data center. And if you pull it off, you'll drop the $2 million debt, recover my lost property, hit a data center, and the 2 million United Digitals are forgiven. Our repayment schedule is 4 payments of $500,000 every 30 days to total $2 million. We knew that coming in, this schedule would be impossible to keep. Why me specifically? Where did you get the spinal computer? Nanotech being one of those things is so illegal, no one even has the blueprints. It's a zombie computer, isn't it? They're all zombie quantum riders at this point, Blur. I'm assuming that means they came from a dead person. So, yes it is. Your spinal implant was recently sliced out of the spine of a dead Cyberknight. And who the hell was that? A knight died on the job. I got the opportunity to inherit the computer and took it. And now it's yours. All the rest are secrets to the D-Cartel, and I will not say more. Oh, let's keep pushing, I guess. If we compete these jobs for you, you'll promise to tell us everything you know about my quantum rider. I need to know who this zombie was in before me. That kind of past doesn't just die with its owner. If you pull off the heists, I will tell you everything I know. It isn't much. I need to know, Octane. Well, we need to see the specs on these jobs, but we'll take the offer. So, was this the plan all along? You never wanted us to pay off the debt. If you had insisted, I'd take the money and find someone else to do the work. I'm glad you can see the business sense of taking my offer. We're going to need a lot more details before we can promise anything. But we'll look at your jobs. Everything is coming over right now. You know how to contact me if you have any questions. Octane's Haven Smokeout is ready to be planned at our Command HQ. Additional conversations on options for each job are available from the Command HQ. With that piece of business concluded, I will leave you to your planning. Well, she's disconnected. We just got that again, thank you. By hell, Octane wants us to go up against your D-Cartel rivals? A powerful syndicate blade like Ghoul isn't going to tip over easily. That's why she called you in. Or created you. Octane is asking us to go up against a number of the D-Cartel. But our 2 million loan is with the D-Cartel. Maybe the D-Cartel doesn't even know about the loan. As a financier, Octane might be keeping us a secret. You're right. Hiding it from Ghoul and from every other possible threat or enemy in the D-Cartel. We need this loan forgiven. But not if it lands us in even worse trouble with the rest of the D-Cartel. You have only heard Octane's side of the story here. We need our own read on her power plays within the D-Cartel. Where did this zombie spinal computer really come from? I'm not surprised that it's a zombie quantum rider. It's been illegal for half a century to have nanofab these things. But Octane was hiding something important behind the excuse of D-Cartel secrets. Do you think Octane might know more about the dead knight than she was willing to say? Absolutely. Maybe she killed the knight to get the rider, who knows? Or the knight died on the very job that Octane is sending us on. We need to take Octane's offer, but we don't have to take it blind. Someone better start quietly digging on the previous owner of your new quantum rider. Used quantum rider. Zombied, actually. New to you, at least. Let's just stick with the new Cybernet's computer, okay? Oh, this is all a play to make us do a job? How does that make sense? It is so suspicious. It's all too neatly wrapped up to be real. I have a bad feeling about this job. Octane jumped through a lot of hoops to set this up and force us to agree. It's stacked against us. We don't have much choice, so she'll bring the weight of the D-Cartel down on us. We don't know enough. We need more intel. Someone has to go quietly digging into why Octane has gone into such lengths to get a knight under her thumb for this all-important heist. We need to investigate Octane's power plays inside the D-Cartel. Is she leading us into more trouble than we can handle? Blur can go do that for 82% chance. So one attempt. Blur is locked in for 12 days. But we get an 82% chance, so we get 20 heat on a failure. Yeah, so we basically get the secrets regardless, but if we fail, we get heat because we're caught up in the dragnet that Ultratech is still running. We need to activate Octane's power plays inside the D-Cartel. Is she leading us into more trouble than we can handle? Neither of us like what we're hearing about this entire deal that Octane has laid out. The 2 million Digiloan was bad enough. This seems worse. It is our best way out of the loan right now, so we're going to stick with it. We've got to get you working on your underworld network to look for more options. We need you to be thorough and quiet. We need to know what type of play Octane is planning and who our enemies are. The briefing on the job itself has a lot of extra detail to follow up on about the syndicate blade Ghoul. I don't like someone else pulling all the strings, so if it means we get off Octane's hooks faster, I'm all in. But I'll have to be careful asking around any syndicate business. They see Bravestar, undercovers, and rats under every move. We're taking twice the risk to get the truth behind the story Octane is selling, but it will be worth it. And we also need to learn about the Cybernet's computer's true origin. So we lock in an attempt for 6 days. For 74%, Emil can go in. We gain a viable lead into the true origin of my quantum rider, but if we fail, which is 26%, there's a risk of injury up to 7 days, gain the lead but run afoul of Ultratech soldiers. Emil? Okay, I have to hit select or press space. Okay. I need to learn more about my Cybernet computer's true origin. So that thing in your spine was dug out of someone else's spine recently? I need to focus on the events before that part. Who was the last knight who owned the quantum rider? How did they die? How did Octane come into ownership of the implant? Those sound like dangerous questions to ask. I'll get you the answers after Image. I know this is very personal for you. The story we've been told doesn't hold water. Anything we can do to start pulling puzzle pieces together is worth the risk. We're working every angle that we can. Now it's time to let it work. Okay, so you have 6 days until Emil is out. The pending heist, Haven Smokeout, is in 10 days. So wait, no, I think we might wait. Building a nano scrubber. Now that you've cleaned a room and upgraded the power utility, you are ready to build your first module. One of the most important modules in the safe house is the nano scrubber, which fights deadly nano pollution. To construct a new model in your safe house, open the room management interface and use the build module control to start a build task. You're ready to build your first module. Select this nano scrubber under build module and start a build task for it. I haven't got the money for that because I haven't got the cash for it. Not enough credits. Okay, so nano scrubbers offsets nano pollution. Slim Stream Detox enables team members to burn off stress and avoid negative traits. Slim Stream Trainer enables XP sharing to team members who did not go on the mission when the team succeeds. Counter Intel Pod generates tokens that can be spent to reduce heat and Hez Hunters. Field Op Center generates tokens that can be spent to enhance missions. The Hacking Station generates tokens that can be used to enhance missions with hacking. The Underworld Hub generates tokens that can be spent to boost legwork and find recruits and contacts. The Triage Clinic reduces injury time and prevents wounds from mercs returning from missions. And the Nanofab enables the construction of crafting benches. It requires 8 nano scrubbers, looks like. Anyway, we haven't got the cash for that, so it'll have to wait. It will have to wait. Back. So, I think what we're going to do is we'll carry on cleaning, because it costs money, never mind. If we hadn't cleaned that room and this room, we could have done that. But anyway. We'll let the 6 days pass and see what the legwork turns up, because depending heist, we're probably going to need... It's a one-shot take it or leave it high-stakes mission. So what mission is it? Do you know what mission it is? So a market, inventory. You got biorecyclers, bio-stitch bandages, dazzlers. 18 hidden? What's hidden? Only new. Oh. There's some stuff that's not ready to equip or sell. Attack. Is it uploading into active memory, gain the active talent? Deception, defense guns. Some of these are equipped, I think, which is why they're not ready. So it's filters, only ready to equip or sell. Oh, because they're attached to certain people already. These things are already attached to certain people, I think. Yeah, 1 out of 1, they're attached to people. Cool. Anyway, let's reapply the filters. So we have the biorecycler, which grants the following talent during a mission: dissolves a dead body within 3 meters. The body timer is cancelled, and this body will not be discovered. Biostitch bandages immediately heal 30 HP for yourself or a teammate within 3 meters and cancels bleeding out. A dazzler stuns an enemy until the next turn, cancels Overwatch. We found a defensor, which is a pistol. I found a first aid kit, which is a better version of the bio-stitch bandages. However, it has 1 use as opposed to 3, and takes 2 AP rather than 1. High explosive grenade just does damage. Rapid fire, the SMG, which I believe is currently what the cyber sword has also got, and a shock mine, which also stuns. Weapons-wise, defense of that. We have sort of mods and armors and items and cyber decks and programs. Pretty good. In our actual contacts, ooh, interesting thing here. We got loads of people. We're learning stuff here. There's Ghoul Syndicate Blade. So B Tuna, gang boss of the Los Legales, known and uncooperative. Through grit, muscle, or wit gang, bosses carve out territory in the street. Services highlighted in yellow are maxed and cannot be upgraded further by influence limit breaks. Sells combat drugs and sells street military items. Buys blueprints, 1 to 3, and buys gang accounts possibly. Buys weapon and mod blueprints and used items. Power level 3, trust -12, favor is 0, favor value, obligation, the favor that we owe to this contact, so it's a reverse favor. Street merch, plus 10% price when selling used goods to this contact, and plus 10% when selling weapons to the contact. Faction of origin, faction insider, loyalty to faction, grudge, holds a grudge against After Image, member of his team, holds a grudge against Blur, member of the team. Dr. Ash. Offers medical treatment, rank 1, offers medical items, and buys gang accounts, corporate files, and used items. These things must be like special things, whereas these are things we can use, whereas gang accounts must be like important things. Medical time. Dr. Ekman is missing. Dusty Diamond. So, cannot co-conspire, cannot co-conspire, can co-conspire. This faction bard is an enemy of Cumuliu. Someone is friends with Dusty Diamond, I can't remember who though. We have two favors with Dusty Diamond. Ghoul, known and neutral. We're going to be attacking you, so you're not going to like that much. Hardsec refuses calls as an enemy. Hates Zasha, a member of the team. Hardsec's one prevents him Zasha for killing his son. Well, it's going to be massive problems. Hurio Shepherd owes a personal debt by Zasha of the team. So, has taken risks to help Zasha and feels owed his time. Is due in time. Julie, one favor per month. So she sells medical items and will buy Ultratech files, all accounts, all files, and used items. Okay. We have got favors from her, so that might work. Mariah Wick hates Aaron. Mongrel has an established trust with Emil. We actually owe her an obligation. Octane. We owe them an obligation. Fair enough, that's 100%. Hates Ghoul. We're working on that. Origami Joe is a gunrunner. Sells guns, armor, mods, and military items, and buys a bunch of stuff. Owen Tolan is attracted to Blur. And buys a bunch of stuff. Potato is a net wraith. Sells cyberdecks and programs. And is protective of Emil. And Tormask is actively working to hunt down Afterimage to get revenge for the loss of the whole load of Syndicate soldiers lost during a Coyote run. Okay, and then what do we have here? We have our journal. Gameplay basics, factions, places, events, tech. Terms. Sure. This will help. I think it's the same bit as this, isn't it? Yes. Okay, we'll back up. Yeah, we can't do that now, sorry. We haven't got the money for that. So I think we'll spend the day, we'll spend the 6 days waiting for legwork to turn up. Get to the team. The news streams are blowing up. This affects us all. The whole dome. What is it? Whoa, that looks big. The UNA, New Boston, and the 5 megacorps who run the dome have ratified a charge the city's charter to add a new megacorp. The massive German conglomerate, Warner Brown Global, is coming to town. They've been working on that for years, haven't they? I never thought it would really happen. Matsumoto sponsored their entry to the Dome Economic Zone. It's all for their own gain. You know Mats is just using them as a way to harm Ultratech's market share. The report UNA has published actually has details. It's not a blaze piece by some marketing pod. Every shareholder in the Megacorp is going to be uneasy about this one. Do they think the rare moment of transparency from our government will calm them? A Megacorp? Moving to a new charter city? That operation must be massive. They will carve out some part of downtown district as their sovereign territory and bring over their own citizens. And their own military army. They'll only trust new Boston-based security companies as long as they have to. Gives me chills just thinking about it. They're going to be so exposed during the transition period, they'll have to rely on local blue-card labor and local milsec. Anyone gunning for them is going to have an easy time slipping a barb between their bills for a while. Chills indeed. If I'm reading this right, in the first month, Warner Brown Global can only bring in 42 high-ranking citizens and 1,000-strong security force into the UNA. Looks like it'll go so quickly, but those are some dangerous quotas. I would not want to be in that little Warner Brown Global island of 42. It shows how valuable tapping into a new charter city and economic zone is for Megacorp. Warner Brown Global only operates in 12 cities, including New Berlin, London Underground, Neo Prague, Algiers, and the Swiss Financial Enclave. But they're tapping into the first dome in the UNA. You can't even put a value on that. Warner Brown is spending billions in multiple years to make this happen. Their shareholders are going to be eagerly expecting returns. Oh, there's more legwork to be done, goddamn. You need to get someone sniffing on Warner Brown Global Enclave to see if you can finally get in touch with someone. Oh, let's do the other two first. Let's do this first now. Blur is currently busy, so we can't do that right now, so we'll delay that. We're done with this for now. We can consider the legwork to make Warner Brown's global connection later on. An event has been added to our timeline to consider pursuing a Warner Brown global connection at a later date. Yeah, I know. We need to finish this first. Let's let time tick on. You look terrible, Zasha. Aren't you doing another treatment soon? If I was in the UKF, I would have had one months ago. That's not good. I need your ace point. What's the holdup? It's the chem soup I need doesn't exist anymore. Nobody makes it. The UKF didn't just ban my neuro treatment, they went after the Farmy Corp, Ganstech. That's how the UKF rolls. They pulled some kind of hostile takeover, and then they just shut Ganstech down. They considered it a threat to their game. But you've done a few treatments since you got out. Where did you get the chems? My doper, Huyuro Separate, managed to score some of the sludge off the black market just as Ganstech was being ripped apart. You've been dragging the treatments out as slow as you can stretch it, which is why every couple of months I looked like the setup had a sparring session with a hover truck. Look, I didn't want to bother you with this before, so I didn't say anything. When does Huyuro Shepard run out of chems? We're pretty much out already. This next treatment, Huyuro Shepard doesn't have enough left to do a whole batch, so he cooked the other half. It's a good thing he's a whiz kid in the nano lab. The UKF really hosed you and then dumped you to die. Me and my entire team. They approved the Ganstech neuroconditioning and then let us all get past the point of no return. Then they cut the cord and torched the chem factory. They handed you a death sentence. If I hadn't known Huyuro Shepard from my days coming up fighting while I was trying to get into UKF, I would be dead already. But you know... UKF is a sport, isn't it? Yeah. It kind of saved my life. The UKF is a one-way ticket to dead. The bastards in charge of the UKF would have eventually found a reason for me to stumble. They control the narrative to keep everyone hooked. Maybe I could have contended for the belt, but it's the ultimate kill fight for a reason. Nobody retires. But none of us wanted to go out like this, our brains turning to mush. I'd rather have died on a sword. It isn't over yet, Sasha. You're still in this fight. I hope Zero Servers can chem me out, and I can just move on. I've made something new here, with you and the others. I feel like a trash can, and I'm not as sharp as I should be, but I can still run jobs after Image. Huyuro Shepard has to finish cooking up the new chem batch before I can take the treatment, so I'm sitting tight. Sasha's condition is worsening, and she has gained the neurorot trait. Like all traits, neurorot starts at level 1 and can make progress to level 4. Merc's stress, wounds, story and mission accomplishments, and personal relationships all play a role in the increase and decrease of trait levels. If and when Zasha is able to get the chem treatment, the neurorot trait will reduce by 1. Depending on her stress and how long the treatment takes to repair, this may temporarily remove the trait completely, or just reduce its power. However, until Zasha is able to complete her treatments, the threat of neurorot hangs over her. If it is allowed to progress to level 4, it is fatal. You know what? I was just thinking, hang on, if I look into... can you see our mercs, right? Because you're on legwork at the moment, but you've got... if I look at your talents. Jam Kit, which is to disable security devices. Lure, which is moves people around. Silence to be quiet, and anticipation to see what's coming up next. I've got Look Ahead, which is anticipation. I've got Security Scramble, which is basically Jam Kit. Well, it's not as good. Sure, Jam Kit is twice with a 4-turn cooldown. I've got once in a 4-turn cooldown. And I've got a pre-computed advantage to get someone to go faster now. So I'm wondering if we can basically fast pace the if I can basically... she's out, but I can go myself, Aaron, and Zasha. I'm not sure if Remy can go out into the field. Possibly, because Remy's got guns. And get that done quickly. So maybe to hopefully get some money to stop this from pissing me off. Anyway. Pending heist. Plan the mission. The Haven Smokeout. Mixed stealth combat, hacking loot. Hacking abilities give me an asset in this mission stage and will offer additional looting opportunities. So this is the mission against... oh god, is this the actual thing we have to... This is the real one. Damn. Okay, hang on. Whoa. Requirements. Cyber Knight, sure. Earns 198,000 for completing primary objectives. Octane will gain power level, trust and influence, extra trust with Octane, extra money from killing the Syndicate's Wire Ghost, and extra favors if Octane completed before turn 14. Strategic interactions and leverage. Okay, so we can plan that path there, sure. Cancels any reinforcement deployment by a Sekai for the next 2 turns. We can buy that. Have we got favors to spend? I don't know. Oh, Right, you can buy a favor from anybody. Cool. Now we can unplug the cameras. Disable the cameras and long-range cameras until the end of next turn. We can just buy that. We could buy biochip Fritz. We haven't got a potato. We haven't got the money for that. But we do have B-Tuna and Dusty Diamond can self-fund diversion. B-Tuna hates us though, but Dusty Diamond does like us. Prep framework to deploy. Right. Let's see here. Suppressed defensor. Suppressed defensor. Suppressed defensor. Suppressed? I know that noise is just regular noise. I mean, if it's... You got a silencer installed, right? Remove mods. Nope. See, it should be 30. It's down to 15. This should be 25, and it's down to 10. Okay, so it's not silent, but it is there. So whatever, I've got a first aid kit and HE grenade, first aid kit, HE grenade, first aid kit, HE grenade. I'll change that for a biorecycler. That's like, let me double click on things, please. Like as a game, just let me double click on things. This is very important. The PDP 1900 Cyberdeck. Currently installed program scan, sleaze, deception, disarm, and attack. Oh yes, you can use you to disarm stuff. Of course you can. It's 4. Like, it is 4, and I think we're going to take these 4. I'm just thinking, I'm just looking at the time. We've got 27, we're 27 minutes. So, I guess we'll carry on next time, folks. Stay around. Let's get to the end of the legwork at least. Boop. Emil has limped back in. That bad? Things were going well for a while, but then I asked the one wrong question in the wrong club and they came after me. I found out exactly what we need to know, but I've been stuck in a dust-off procedure before I could get back to the safe house. I'm clean. The Ultratech riding my coattails. But you found the trail of my quantum rider? I hit the motherlode. The knight used the codename Burner, and he worked for Octane. That lying... So what are the chances that this knight, Burner, died on the job Octane is setting us up with? That I can't say for sure. The word is that Burner and his entire team got wiped out, but nobody knows how. But get this, his sniper is still alive. Somehow dodged out of the TPK. Where? Get the team ready, we're going now. Hiding out down in Fenian territory. She's hired some help to watch her 6. We're on the cusp of learning about the secrets of my quantum rider and perhaps pulling back the curtain on some of Octane's lies. Get Emil to a medport to recoup. She's cut it pretty good. A new job, High Street, is ready to be planned in Command HQ. Okay, so we've got injured personnel. Cool, skip all that. Tab. So pending heist, High Street is 8 days from now. We have 4 days to do this. Rest and recover there, fine. 3 people ready to train because you must have gained experience, right? Yeah, you gained some experience for this. There's some class training you can do here. Send for treatment. So Dr. Ash reduces it from... Because we're currently at 6 days, 12 hours. From this reduces it to 4 days, 6 hours. This reduces it to 5 days, 6 hours. I think we're okay with you not necessarily being sent for treatment, simply because nothing's really happening. This is gonna. You will not be ready before this, and even if you are, I don't think there's a space for this mission for you because I need a hacker, and I can do this stealth bit myself. But we'll carry on with this next time, folks. See you then. Bye-bye.